Hey guys, welcome to Nintendo Week. I'm Gary. Your turn.
And I'm Allison. Today, Gary and I are going to check out the game Radiant Historia for the Nintendo DS system, the game Trackmania for Wii, and... Your turn!
The game BIT.TRIP FLUX from the WiiWare service, plus reactions from a special guest as she tries out the Nintendo 3DS system for the first time. Your turn.
And we'll tell you how you can get the chance to try out a Nintendo 3DS system before its release.
Finished. See, I told you we didn't need to pause the level.
Yeah, that would have been way harder. February 10th through 17th was Fashion Week in New York City, and Nintendo Week caught up with Olivia Munn to get her reaction to the new Nintendo 3DS system.
Whoa, that's so cool. I think they've just turned my opinion on the 3D thing, because now I really enjoy it. Like when I'm in Steel Diver, I have to move around to see that there's shifts behind me, and somehow the DS can actually pick up on where I am, and it'll show me things that are behind me. And same thing with the AR game, where it's just literally just this card. It's not just three-dimensional in the fact that it's coming at you and you're sitting here. It actually exists in this world. Nobody wants to wear big, bulky, like 3D glasses. And that was my biggest thing with it, because it wasn't really accessible to a lot of people, because you get 3D, and then you have to go and purchase the glasses as well. We're not looking to buy more stuff. We want something that gives us everything in one. If there's two words that I could use to describe everything that I just saw, it would probably be realistic magic, because that's what it feels like.
The Nintendo 3DS system isn't in stores until March 27th, but you won't have to wait that long to try one out.
You'll be able to get a preview at hands-on events and interactive kiosks nationwide before the system is in stores.
To find out where and when, just visit Nintendo3DS.com. Then click Try It Out and enter your email address.
At the events, you'll be able to explore the full range of features that put Nintendo 3DS in a category of one, from its 3D camera to built-in applications like Mii Maker.
You'll also get to play games and experience 3D graphics with no need for special glasses.
Go to Nintendo3DS.com and sign up for email notifications now. Radiant Historia is the newest RPG from Atlus, the company behind the Etrian Odyssey series. Along with the depth we've come to expect from Atlus RPGs, Radiant Historia has a unique element: time travel. You play as Stock, a secret intelligence agent who has a magical book called the White Chronicle, which allows him to travel back and forth in time, correct mistakes, and create the best possible future. For example, early in the game, you choose to either remain a special intelligence agent or become vice commander of a new military unit. One choice leads to the standard history, and the other leads to an alternate history, and possibly a premature ending to the story. As you progress in the game, you may realize you've made the wrong choice. So you hop back into Historia, go to the past, find the mistake, and pick a different path. In other games, if you change your mind, you have to revert to a previous save. In Radiant Historia, changing your mind isn't going back, it's going forward. And of course, along with all the time traveling and alternate realities, Radiant Historia has plenty of combat. What's unique is the enemy grid. Enemies occupy squares on a 3x3 grid. An enemy's location on the grid affects its attack and defense, so you'll want to use special moves to control its position. Corralling enemies into the same space will allow you to attack all of them at once. The goal is to get a high combo count to earn bonus gold and experience at the end of each battle. And exploration in the game is almost as action-packed as battles, thanks to specialized field moves that Locke learns along the way. Grab lets you move extremely heavy objects. Bombs can be used to blow up barrels, clearing blocked paths. And Strike lets you stun a monster before you start fighting, giving you an advantage in battle. While there are several alternate endings to the story, only one is the true ending. It's up to you to fix the timeline and make sure things turn out right. Radiant Historia is available now.
We followed the exploits of Commander Video from his debut in the game BIT.TRIP Beat and on through his adventures in BIT.TRIP Core, BIT.TRIP Void, BIT.TRIP Runner, and BIT.TRIP Fate. Now, his story comes to a close with BIT.TRIP FLUX.
If you've never played a BIT.TRIP game before, they all share a unique combination of retro graphics and danceable 8-bit music. But the gameplay is always different, from platforming in BIT.TRIP Runner to on-rails shooting in BIT.TRIP Fate.
BIT.TRIP FLUX is similar to BIT.TRIP Beat. You use old-school paddle-type controls to move Commander Video up and down the screen while trying to keep the beat. If you fail, Commander Video won't make it home.
There are a ton of beat-keeping challenges in BIT.TRIP FLUX. Beat types from previous BIT.TRIP games, like the standard beat, wave beat, and the stutter beat, are back. Each one moves differently.
And BIT.TRIP FLUX also introduces never-before-seen beat types, like avoid blobs. They'll come at you individually and in walls. The new power-ups include Multiply, which temporarily stretches your paddle out to let you match all the beats coming at you.
Two-player cooperative mode returns for the first time since BIT.TRIP Void, so you and a friend can groove together.
You should also keep an eye on the background. Sometimes words float by that tell you about the game.
And brush up on your Braille, Morse code, and binary code while you're at it. You might spot a secret message or two, or 3, or 4.
In addition to the in-game original soundtracks, each BIT.TRIP game features tracks by guest chiptune music artists. And BitShifter, who composed the score for BIT.TRIP Void, also scored BIT.TRIP FLUX, which helps bring the story full circle.
Will Commander Video ever make it home? It's up to you. Download BIT.TRIP FLUX for the WiiWare service now.
The insanely popular online racing game Trackmania is making its debut as a console game, and it's a Wii system exclusive. Trackmania is part real-world racing and part physics-defying fantasy. You're at the wheel of a souped-up racing machine driving at breakneck speeds on tracks with crazy jumps, loops, and more. There are 3 distinct single-player modes. In race, the goal is simple. Get to the end of the track and set time records. In platform, you have to reach the end of the track while avoiding obstacles. The fewer times you restart during a race, the more medals you earn. And in puzzle, you have to figure out how to finish building an incomplete track before you can race on it. There are more than 200 tracks in 6 different themed environments: stadium, desert, coast, island, snow, and rally. Each has its own cool features. The coast area has ramps and jumps that are perfect for stunt drivers. The snow area challenges you to drive on icy surfaces. And in the rally area, you might find yourself racing on narrow roads that require precise steering. Trackmania also features local multiplayer for up to 4 people. One of the coolest features is the powerful track editor. With it, you can make almost any type of track you could think of. The sky's the limit since there are over 1,000 block types to build with. You can share the tracks you make with friends using the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection service. Trackmania is in stores now, and remember, drive safely, but don't drive slowly.
Join us next week for our first look at the game's Pokemon Black version and Pokemon White version for the Nintendo DS system.
And a whole lot more. See you then.
Gary, I thought of a way to make hosting the show while playing games more efficient.
How?
One word. Bungie!
Not bad.